Why are we bullied? It's usually because we don't fight back. Remember this, if you can bite, you generally don't have to. Your image matters. The more you have capacity for aggression, the less of violence finds you. Think of it like United States and Russia. Both sides have nuclear weapons, so nobody dares to initiate an attack, because it will cause a mutually assured destruction. So the issue is finding your nuclear weapon and showing it to the world. So how can we apply it to the real world? Easy, with your posture. If your posture is poor, you will feel small and defeated. The reactions of others will amplify that. People size each other up, partly in consequence of stance. Therefore, stand up straight with your shoulders back. Here is a fun fact. People are better at giving medication to their pets than to themselves. Actually, that's not good. Even from your pet's perspective, it's not good. Your pet probably loves you and would be happier if you took your medication. Think about the last flight you took. What did the instructions say? Put on your oxygen masks first and then put your child's mask on. Why? Because if you go blank, your child won't have too many chances. The ones that are depending on you also depends on your well-being. So start with yourself. Take care of yourself. What's the highest virtue of humans? Maybe the desire to help. Most of us have a tendency for trying to save the less fortunate people. However, we forget something. Some people are beyond help. They like being in the bottom. They like to amplify their own suffering. They enjoy the melancholy of it. Those people usually exploit the willingness of good people to help them. They drag you down too. Remember, not everyone at the bottom wishes to rise. If people are determined to screw up, let them screw up. Here is something to consider. If you have a friend who you don't want your sister to be friends with, why would you have such a friend yourself? You might say, out of loyalty. Well, loyalty is identical to stupidity. Friendship is a reciprocal arrangement. You are not morally obliged to support someone who is making the world a worse place. Quite the opposite. You should choose people who want things to be better, not worse. So only make friends with people who want the best for you. We see life as one whole game. Actually, it's a combination of many games. There are many games that you are good at, and there are some that you suck. The world allows for many ways of being. If you don't succeed at one, you can always try another. You can pick something better matched to your unique mix of strengths and weaknesses. Also, you can always invent a new one if changing games does not work. This is our problem. We usually overvalue what we don't have and undervalue what we do. We suffer from the things that we don't have, the peaks that we don't reach yet. However, happiness is not waiting us at the peak. Happiness resides in the journey uphill. Much of the happiness is about hope. It's about seeking gradual adjustments. It's about being a tiny bit better at the end of the day. So if you want to compare something, compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Here's a question. If some actions of your kids make you dislike them, how will others feel about your kids? Let me tell you, if you dislike them, then other people will. They care much less about your kids than you do. Some will hate them, some will alienate them, even some will try to punish them whenever you are not around. Don't allow that to happen. Let your little monsters to know what is acceptable and what is not. A good combination of reward and punishment is the best way to teach it. Poorly socialized children have a higher likelihood of terrible lives. So don't let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. We are addicted to blaming the universe for our misfortunes. Let's stop for a moment. What personal responsibility did we have in our misfortune? Did we do everything within our power to improve our situation? Or did we passively sabotage ourselves by letting bad things happen to us? Let's do something different. Start to stop doing what you know to be wrong. Start stopping today. If you are kinda certain that is wrong, don't waste time questioning. Just do it. If you are not sure that you have cleaned up your life, act like what Gandhi says. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. We are usually stuck with what life throws us. We are usually stuck with meaningless jobs, because it pays the bills and it's expedient. We are stuck with noxious people, because it's easier to stay than leave. We are stuck with unnecessary items, because those things present instant gratification. We usually lack the energy to search for meaning. However, meaning is the most important thing in life. To have meaning in your life is much better than to have what you want. A fulfilled life needs search for meaning and therefore some sacrifices. However, things get better as we practice our sacrifices. Therefore, pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. History shows that decent people have done terrible things in the past. Do you know why? Because they couldn't say no when needed. It's usually difficult to say no. But if you do so when needed, you transform yourself into someone who can say no. If you say untrue things, you weaken your character. Everybody, including you, will start to think that it's easy to control you. So tell the truth, or at least don't lie. How was Socrates different from the other ancient people? He knew that he knew nothing. He always sought the truth. The highest form of wisdom is the continuous search for knowledge. You might be boasting with the current state of your wisdom, but it's better to listen to those with whom you are speaking. So assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't. Existence is chaotic by itself. The life is a sea of troubles. You don't need to complicate it further by yourself. Being direct is much better than sailing spontaneously. If you don't know your destination, you will go wherever the winds drag you. If you want something, ask for it. Admit to yourself what you want from your life. Tell those around you who you are. Be precise in your speech. Children have their own social worlds. They face many dangers in it. Parents can't keep saving them from each one of those risks. If they do, children can't learn to be independent. They can't learn to toughen up. Softness might seem like the ideal virtue in the modern world, but in reality, it's not. Like it or not, the world is a tough place. Everybody likes to be friends with soft and kind people, but when it comes to being a partner, it's not the first virtue that is seeking. In couples game, men and women seek for partners that are tough and durable, so don't bother children when they are skateboarding. Sometimes we feel overwhelmed by the pressure of existence. In those moments, it's better to take a walk. Feel the sunshine on your skin. Pet the cat on the street. Smile to the people. Open your eyes to the simple wonders of the universe. Every second of our lives is a miracle. So, pet a cat when you encounter one on the street.